Hello! I wanted to do a video on the Ordinary skincare. I know that it's been blogged about, vlogged about, written about, there's tons in the press. It certainly is sort of the brand. They're owned by Deciem, in case you didn't know. Deciem seems to just be disrupting the beauty market at the moment, and it's really great for the consumer because we get to have a lot more sort of choice, and we can be a lot more picky and educate ourselves in how to help our skin. The one thing I found quite difficult when trying to figure out what to buy is what would work particularly on my type of skin, which is incredibly reactive. A few months ago it was like bright red, it almost had allergic reaction type whiteheads in it, but not like normal spots, they were tiny. It was very, very weird, as well as normal hormonal acne, general discoloration. My skin was just a complete mess basically, and I was really fed up of spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds trying to fix it and ending up having to throw those products away because they simply didn't work. So I thought, with the price point that The Ordinary is, I mean everything's around £5, it was definitely worth a go. But like I say, trying to find a routine to know which order the products go in. I mean there's tons of information out there, and there's a grid on the Ordinary website, but I still was just a bit baffled. So through trial and error, I think I found my key products that have really helped. So if you've got really reactive skin, maybe the early signs of rosacea, bit of acne, you know, I'm in my 30s, and usually when you have acne now, you tend to, it goes in hand with the anti-aging problems, which would be, you know, slight dryness, obviously wrinkles are beginning. So you need to get your skin in a much more stable place before you can even think about introducing anti-aging products, you know, the big guns like retinoid and retinol, which is, I think I'm nearly at that stage. I'm quite excited. It really has been quite a skin transformation because, like I said, I was at my wit's end. I just didn't know what to do. My skin wasn't ever bad enough that I'd go to the doctor about it, and I think if you do have rosacea or you do have full-on acne, the prescription way is the best way. But if you've got a level below that that's just bothers you, then I think this could be something that's really worth trying. So first of all, we have niacinamide. This is a 10% serum with zinc, and it's really great at oil regulation. It's actually vitamin B3. So what it's actually done, I mean what that means, it's all very complicated, but what it actually has done for my skin is, whereas I had a really oily T-zone and then really dry everywhere else, it's regulated it and just generally made my skin feel a bit nicer. So it doesn't do anything exfoliating or anything like that. It's not going to actually physically remove cells from the face and suddenly you're going to have baby soft skin. It's nothing like that, but it's just evened everything out. My overall skin tone, I always have really dark circles. My mouth area is quite almost green, and I get red patches here. It's kind of just smooth things over a bit in terms of appearance. It's not perfect. My skin will never be perfect because I don't have good health, but it's certainly contributed to the skin improving. And I think it's been a combination of two products. This is the other one. This is azelaic acid. And this again is a 10% suspension, which is in like a silicone formula. So with this one, I'd actually tried an azelaic acid product before trying The Ordinary, and I had seen some improvement, but it was mixed with salicylic acid, which was just too harsh for my skin. So I wanted just azelaic on its own. This is a relatively unknown product in terms of, we've all heard of the sort of buzzwords of beauty at the moment, the acid toners, you know, glycolic, AHAs, BHAs. This is, they call it a multifunctional brightening formula, but I do think it's a lot more than this. It's been shown to help redness. It's generally quite anti-inflammatory, which is definitely what my skin needs. It's also got antibacterial properties. It can help with pigmentation, which is I guess what they mean by the brightening formula. And again, it just evens out everything. So I think with the oil regulation of the niacinamide, these two have shown the biggest change to my skin. So if you only try 2 products and you've got slightly inflamed cross skin that's also acneic, definitely these 2 products may help. Again, you may need to go to a prescription strength if your skin's really, really bad, but just to try out the actual ingredients and see if you get any improvement at all is definitely worth a try, because the 2 of them are £10. I mean, they haven't damaged my skin. What I found is a lot of products that I was using were making my skin worse. And I mean, everything was reacting. At one point I couldn't even wash my face with water and a flannel because that action was too abrasive, and all the foaming well, I don't use foaming cleansers, but all the cleansers I was using, even, you know, super expensive nice ones, just were too much. So those 2 products have really helped calm that down. So I think I can start, you know, going back to using a proper cleanser instead of just using a micellar water to remove makeup and clean my face. So in order to have a routine, I bought a few other products. This is hyaluronic acid. Everyone's heard of hyaluronic acid now. It's, again, another beauty buzzword that's been going around the blogosphere. This is a hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5, which obviously is another vitamin. There's been mixed reviews of this product. Apparently this isn't the most high quality one. Obviously for £5 it's not going to be. But I've tried one that is supposed to be high quality, which was a Medicate one. And I honestly didn't like it. I gave it a really good go. I used a bottle and a half, and then I think I gave it to my mum because it just felt like putting water on my skin. Didn't feel in any way hydrating. So this is a hydrator. This particular one has a slightly thicker consistency. It's a bit thicker than water, but not as thick as a gel. And I find I use this when my skin's that little bit more dehydrated, and it complements the moisturiser, which is a good segue to the moisturiser they do. I bought this to finish off the routine, but I had no expectations. Moisturiser and me don't get on. For years I didn't think I needed one because of my skin was so oily, and then as I've got older and it dried out, I thought I better do. And most of them I have to get the Bioderma super sensitive ones. La Roche-Posay broke my skin out. They just generally, it's a love-hate relationship in that I know I need it, but I hate them all. And I thought, well, this isn't anything special, so it's not going to really work. I was wrong. This is a product that just works. It's not sticky, it doesn't leave that horrible, uncomfortable, tacky feeling on your skin, which I hate with moisturisers. And it's got hyaluronic acid in it, and I think doing the double hydration with both, especially in the morning, is a really nice drink for the skin. I think if you had really, 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 really dry skin, it wouldn't be enough. But for skin like mine, it's great. Lastly, I did try the caffeine solution 5%, which is their eye serum. I'm on the fence with this one. Out of all the products, I'd say these are absolutely amazing. Definitely try them. This one, for the price, it's amazing value because you literally use the tiniest little drop on your ring finger and just pat it in. So it's going to probably last a year. I mean, it doesn't even look like I've opened it, and I've been using it non-stop for 2-3 months now. Caffeine is meant to depuff the eyes. It's not going to do anything about bags because frankly they're usually hereditary or the sign of your health. I have them regardless of whether I've slept for 20 hours or not. It's not horrible to use, it doesn't do anything bad, but to be honest, I haven't seen a massive difference. It certainly hasn't done anything for sort of fine lines, but then I don't have that many. Being in my early 30s, I'm not sure that it's going to make much of a difference, but then I've never found an eye serum that has. So, I don't know, perhaps it's worth a try. I have seen great reviews about it, so it could work for certain skin types, certain people. But in my ordinary routine, this is the one thing that I'd probably not repurchase. I've already repurchased everything else. I cannot be without it now. So overall with the range, I think the biggest thing that makes it great to try if you've got sensitive skin is that it's all unfragranced. And I found that fragrance is the biggest enemy of sensitive and reactive skin. I tried Pixie, which, you know, I loved the idea of the brand. I spent so much money, over £100 on a routine, and they were a pleasure to use, they were really lovely, but that's what really was the catalyst to making my already pretty dodgy skin unbearable. So having a really simple range, I mean obviously it's called The Ordinary for a reason, has really made the difference. And if you are looking for a new skincare routine, I think, was this 5, 10, 15, for £20 or thereabouts, try this, give it a good amount of time, give it at least a month, and see if you get the results, because honestly I so rarely find products. I'm so fussy, which is why this whole thing came about. So yeah, it's really helped. I can actually, I'm just wearing serum foundation from The Ordinary actually, with no concealer. A few months ago that would just be impossible. I probably wouldn't even bother wearing foundation because my skin was so horrible. I didn't want to make it even worse. So give it a go if you haven't already, and if you want to know what order to use them in the morning, because I have vitamin C in my SPF, I don't put the niacinamide on in the morning, but you could do. So I just put the hyaluronic if I need it, and the moisturiser after I've cleansed, and then in the evening I put the niacinamide first, and then I clean my teeth, faff around for a bit to really let it soak in. Then I apply the azelaic acid. This is quite silicone-y, so if you've got a problem with silicone, perhaps swerve this and try and find that particular ingredient in a different formulation. But this does tend to ball and pill if you rub it too much, so I tend to put a pea-size amount and just rub it in, just avoid the eyes and the mouth. But just, yeah, don't go crazy. The first time I did it, I like rubbed like mad, and it just all went weird and not very nice. But if you just smooth it on, it's fine. And then I put a little bit of the eye serum on and finish with the moisturiser. And because it's not a really wet moisturiser and it's very well absorbed, I can pretty much go to bed after 10 minutes. I hate the feeling when you do your skincare routine and you just have to like wait till your face dries, otherwise you smush it all on your pillow. So that's my ordinary routine. I hope it helps if you have got difficult skin, because trust me, I know how that feels. And hopefully you'll be able to train your skin into something a bit less sensitive. Like I say, I really want to try the retinoids, but before it just wasn't an option with my skin. So now I think I'm improving the barrier function of the skin in order to put those anti-aging ingredients in whilst keeping the skin healthy. So I hope that helps. Thank you.